Now, I'm actually in a bad mood this morning, guys, because you impatient peasants won't let me have a day off. What does that mean? It means that the sun is shining, okay? And I know that you're expecting me to be outside and enjoying it. And you know what? Even if you were not expecting me to be outside enjoying the stench of urine, homelessness, drug addiction and alcoholism here in central London, I would probably be out anyway. Why? Because, ladies and gents, me, your fellow peasant, loves it when it's nice and sunny and bright. Now, one thing I did notice this morning at South Ken was, oh good lord, the tour groups were massive. Giant, guys, enormous. Why were they so big? Well, for the same reason that at key times other things get really big. Excitement, that's why, okay? That's why there were so many people out and about. That's why here on the bridge this morning, there's a bunch of people just looking at some random wheel. I mean, it barely even moves. I don't see the point myself, but it's popular. Look, it's so popular that all of these people on the boat, some of whom I think are going to wave to us. Let's see. See if we can get anyone waving. Come on. Come on, you grumpy bunch. Oh, God. I'm guessing they're all... I'm just about to say Democrat or Republican voters, but I thought, you know what? Let's just not go there. We had enough of that yesterday. Let's just say that they're not the most sociable people on the boat today, which is a shame. Anyway, continuing over the bridge, it feels a bit like I'm at a meeting of the United Nations General Assembly in New York City right now. I've heard at least 15 languages spoken in 2 minutes. But guys, it really is a splendidly lovely morning. Mr. Gucci Metamorphosis would agree, I'm telling you. Now, it does seem to me, the reason I'm going this way, by the way, the exact opposite direction to Horse Guards, is not just because it's lovely and bright and sunny and warm, but it seems to me there might well be a protest of some kind to get myself involved in. But there's only one way to find out. Oh, smell of roasted nuts, folks. And no, that's not because I sat too close to the fireplace this morning. I'm talking about the roasted nuts that are being sold at the side of the bridge. We haven't got any scammers this morning. We have got a lot of pro-Palestine protesters. I'm not sure what they're protesting for here in the bridge. It's funny, you know, because somebody like me, very well-to-do, very gentlemanly, trying to keep a straight face, I'm saying that because we all know it's not true. I was going to say I rarely traverse to the other side of the bridge. Typically here in London, folks, the poorer, more struggling classes tend to live on the southern side of... This class's narrative is not going to work, guys, is it? I'm trying my best, but it's not. I'm not seeing a single Palestinian here, folks, so I'm wondering what exactly is the nature of this. We've got somebody busy playing bagpipes. Okay, so we've got Palestinian protesters that are not Palestinian. Interesting. Anyway, enough of that. Looking the other way, this is why I walked this far, guys. That is the money shot. So, how many of you are still asking, why do people wait at that phone box? They wait for this, okay? And before you say it, yes, I know the phone box is further down, but that's the view they want to get, okay? The other side of the clock face. I'm still not actually getting what they're all here for. Because unless I'm blind, I'm not seeing any Arabs at all. So what could it be? Wait, let's ask. Hey guys, what's this morning? Protest?
This is a protest. Yeah.
No, but I mean for...
This is women rising. It's we're calling for global...
Sort of with pro-Palestine. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Okay, so it's a bit of everything, guys. It's women's rights. It's all sorts of stuff. It's pro-Palestine. It's basically everything. And I've actually luckily spotted one person who I think is actually Arabic, who's here to film the protest too. He's not taking part in it. Very curious. Other people stripping off in the sunshine. It's nowhere near that hot, but hey, some girls can't help themselves. Over the road, ladies and gents, that majestic palace of corruption, of gluttony, of obscenity. There it is. That's where your tax pounds go. In fact, the terrace at the back of the Commons looks rather busy this morning. Not really surprising considering it's heavily subsidised by all of you taxpayers. Oh wait, hold on a second. I was just thinking, why is that little kid sitting there? But I think that's his dad that just turned up. That was a bit odd to see a small kid just sitting there, sticking his head through the hole on the bridge. Oh, look at those nuts. They look super tasty. I think he spotted the police, or the police have spotted him because he's wheeling his nuts away. It's always exciting, actually, to me, when it's bright and sunny and popular. I mean, it's so popular, guys, that even the Peppa Pig T-bus tour is out. You wouldn't believe it, would you? But there it is, look. See? Peppa Pig. Right, let's get ourselves over to the other side. I mean, I feel a little bit more calm and content the further I get from the south of the river. It's not that bad, folks. I'm being facetious. I mean, it's pretty bad. It's not really that bad. The south of the river is fine. In fact, large parts of it have been massively gentrified. I know there are going to be some of you watching thinking, God, he is such a remarkably annoying fellow, criticising the fact that we can't afford to live on the north side of the river. But guys, I am joking. You know I'm joking. Look at this lovely cyclist who was almost about to get himself in trouble, simply because he doesn't want to ruin this lovely lady's picture. Look, he waited to ride out behind the bus instead of riding in the cycle lane, which is right there. But yes, that is what the fun is about, ladies and gents. That rather glorious structure. Now, just because it's super busy here, and it is super busy here as you can see, it doesn't mean it will translate to the same at Horse Guards. I do expect we'll have some happy, smiley tourists getting pictures with the horses in the sunshine. However, there's no guard change this morning. There's no regimental handover this morning. In other words, there's basically nothing this morning. Except a zillion tourists here on the bridge. Oh my God, it's packed. What have I let myself in for, everybody? I should be at home eating avocado on rye, drinking freshly ground coffee, like all middle class snobs do. I don't actually. I prefer quinoa on toast, guys, just between us, but don't tell anyone, okay? Oh. Wow, look at this extraordinary shop. I didn't know that Harrods had opened a second branch here on the bridge. All this fine quality produce, look at it. It's very expensive, overshadowed by a glorious statue. I mean, it looks like Boudica to me, but no idea. 100? 100, is that like Romanian for 100? Okay, let's get to the other side. Oh, I'm hearing whistling. Who is whistling and for what? Police outriders? Oh, someone famous is coming, everybody, look. I'm thinking that this officer is not strong enough to hold back the traffic with two hands alone. Wait, here's his support. Oh, it's the goddamn Prime Minister. Here we go, look. Obviously he's heard we're filming, he's out again, wants to gate crash the video. Typical, in fact. Politicians will take any opportunity to get themselves on camera. Okay, so, beep. Yes, the lights are green, but I'm in the road, so you're going to have to wait. Green for me, actually, folks, not for them. I have to say though, guys, the best bit about being out on a day like today is the fact that, for me personally, the humidity is low. I love it when it's bright and sunny and warm, but nice, low humidity, it makes such a difference. Don't get all sticky and sweaty and like bleh. Okay, so we're approaching Whitehall, but we'll cross over and have a quick look at the phone boxes. If the queue is not 100 long, I would genuinely be very surprised this morning. But those views on the bridge are worth getting up for, are they not? It's funny, you know, in these videos alone I've probably opened or included the views from the bridge at least 100 times, I guess, in the last 2 years. but it still never quite loses its impact, especially on a morning like today. In other words, it really is a world-class view. I can't think personally of a river view that's quite so magnificent. Best views of the Eiffel Tower, to be fair, are not from the river. They're actually probably on the Champ de Mars. Right, let's get across. I'm going to be careful, folks, and patient this time. I know you'd hate it if your favourite peasant got run over. So I will wait with all of the common folk for the lights to change. Meanwhile, you can sort of treat this as a traffic watching channel. Oh, that was pretty quick. Oh my gosh, but there's no way we're waiting for that lot. Okay, let's squeeze myself in this little gap, folks, here behind the lorry. That's a bit better. Well, golly gosh, are the cars going to stop or not? Doesn't look like it, does it? I'm actually sandwiched in the middle of the road right now. Okay, finally. Right, so we are at the phone box side, the magic view, guys, that people will queue more than an hour for. And it's funny because, yes, it is an iconic view, but the other view that we just saw on the bridge, where you get everything completely uninterrupted, is always available. Okay, it's not actually as long as I was expecting to, but I thought there'd be more people here. There's maybe like, I don't know, what, 50-ish, give or take, something like that. I mean, it's still quite a lot. And it's exactly, I say exactly, here we go, look. Nice bro shot. That's the way to do it in central London. A shot to remember. And to be honest, they've not only got the sign, but they've got the entire tower unobstructed. Smart, eh? Smart teacher. Choosing a good spot for these guys. Definitely. Now, for some reason, somebody wants to just take pictures of the phone box without his girlfriend in them, which is curious. Who's up next? Oh, no. He's actually just set his phone for this girl behind him to take some pictures of the two of them. Yeah, the handset's not in there, it's gone. Which still makes you wonder, how on earth did that person have the handset that day? There's no way somebody had the foresight to bring a random handset from abroad just to hold in a phone box. Surely not. The only problem when I do it here is that so many people walk by that the camera's sort of in and out of focus constantly. Who's up next? Okay, two ladies have spent a lot of time getting ready for this, their magic moment. And I'm not pushing into the queue, guys, don't worry. Just making sure we don't get too many people walking past the camera. The problem is, without sunglasses, it's really, really hard. In fact, almost impossible to pose at the phone box without squinting. And this big dude is going to knock the box over. That's actually quite a sweet pitch though, to be fair. Let's blow a kiss. How lovely. Just as the bell is bonging. Wasn't that amazing? They got some good pictures, to be fair. As did all of these lovely people here that are enjoying the sunshine. As did all of you. Get lovely pictures of me taking lovely pictures of people taking lovely pictures in the sunshine. Gosh. It's almost like, hold on a second, where do I go next? This many people, what a squash. Yikes, guys, where do we go? Wow. The sun really does change everything, doesn't it? Compare it to how gloomy yesterday was. One thing we haven't seen for a while, actually, are the Chinese or Korean photographers with the fake grooms and brides. Our poor phone boxes, honestly, they get absolutely molested by the tourists. Righty ho, skip this to the quiet part for a second. The thing is, it doesn't matter what does or doesn't happen at Horse Guards on a day like this. Wow, Batmobile. An aesthete like myself just enjoys being outside when the weather's like this. Everything from the leaves rustling in the trees looks just wow. We almost never see queues of people at the minor phone boxes, and you can't even see Elizabeth Tower from here. But hey, I guess it's better than nothing. Road ahead closed. No, it's not. I haven't checked yet to see what's going to be cooking, folks, this weekend in terms of protests, etc. But I guarantee something will be cooking. It always is. Oh, they've actually washed the street. Very thoughtful. These colours. Blue sky bouncing off the wet paving stones. Very nice. In fact, it's rather lovely. I think prep is happening with the cenotaph. I think they're getting ready to give it a bit of a clean before events next month. Look, it's gently cordoned off for the moment. No damage or anything. Oh, actually, yeah, there's some workman stuff over there. They're starting to clean it. Oh, it's a shy workman on that side. It makes sense. We've got less than 2 weeks until Remembrance Sunday. In fact, this morning, for the first time, I did notice poppy sellers at the station. I need to dig out my poppy bandana that I wore last year. The tourist has just said to him, I wonder if it's possible to use the Prime Minister's toilet while he's out. He's just saying, do you want to do a number 1 or a number 2? And the tourist just said, actually, I'd like to visit number 11. The officer saying, you can't, that's the Chancellor's residence. Number 10 is where the PM lives. You're welcome to use his toilet, but it costs. It's actually, to be fair though, the police will probably move it on. Surprising nobody set up a live cam outside Downing Street, because after the Palace, this is probably the single most animated spot in London in terms of things happening. Hello, sir. He said that, but he wasn't looking at me. I'm now confused. Okay, let's continue. Next stop, Horse Guards. Oh, this guy's facing my camera. Would you believe though, folks, that the sun hasn't yet swept its glorious rays along Whitehall to hit the horses. So for the moment the horses are semi in the shade, which is unfortunate. Hopefully it'll rise a little bit more. That is a pity actually, it was so nice and bright back there. Oh, bollard leaping youths. That would be super painful, wouldn't it, if you accidentally fell on the bollard and damaged it. That said, they're not designed to be jumped over. It would really hurt the bollards if you fell on it, wouldn't it? Okay, so one of the lifeguards is absolutely baked in sunlight. The other one is probably thinking, oh god, why did I get this end? That said, at least the lifeguard closest to us at this point doesn't need sunglasses. So there is a small benefit. Ta-da! I'm thinking, actually, that we've got a different chappie here now to the fellow that we had last time. I'm reasonably sure, actually, yeah, that it's a different... Actually, no, it's not. It's not different, it's the same chap that was here yesterday, folks. At least for part of the morning. In fact, he was on the first shift yesterday. A friend of mine got a video of him shouting in somebody's face yesterday morning. Quite a funny little video that, actually. The lady who was English seemed very, very sort of aggrieved that the guard had decided to be that vocal with her. I mean, it's her own fault. You know, if she'd actually paid attention, like this lovely lady here on the left, and not stepped over the line and not reached out to touch the horse, it wouldn't have happened, would it? Simple as that, really. Now, in terms of picture of the day, folks, I'm not entirely sure. We will see. It will have to be one of the troopers that is in the sunshine. Can't have any gloomy pictures. I was like, what do you mean? I'm not gloomy. I'm in a good mood today, just like you. I know. Yes, I know. I know you are. It's all good, I promise. And the best part of all, folks, almost everybody remembered their sunglasses. Welcome to almost November in London. Would not believe it, would you, that it could be this beautifully bright and sunny, and people walking around in sunglasses, for goodness sake. I don't think we've yet seen anybody in shorts and a t-shirt, but I absolutely guarantee there'll be one or two at some point. Oh, LA and Chicago. Matching baseball jackets. Yeah, we know 100% before I say it before, I mean, even if it doesn't happen, we know that this trooper doesn't let anybody get close. Certainly from what I saw yesterday. And that's good, actually, because I seem to remember, at least when this first started, he wasn't the most vocal. But like the others that were not particularly vocal, they quickly changed it and became vocal. And I personally regard that as being brilliant. The one very interesting thing this morning is all the usual spammers that are here are lined up a little bit to my right. But ordinarily, I wonder if the police have told them to move, because ordinarily they would stand up right along the front here, directly in front of the horse and guard, for several hours in some cases. And it's easy to know how long, because a lot of them post a live and it will say how long the live was, 2 hours, 3 hours, 4 hours, whatever, in the same position. So I'm wondering actually if the police, look, there they all are, if the police have told them to move, because they're all in a little hunched group, spammers group we call it, a little bit further along. Very curious. Is that a coincidence? I don't think it is. I think that's what's happened. I think the police might well have said to them, guys, the troopers are getting annoyed with you being right in front. Because, to be fair, it's always awkward being right in front. Not sure what's going on behind. Maybe, sounds like some Dutchy pub crawl, I think. Let's have a little look in the yard, 1 second. Yeah, Dutchy pub crawl, ladies and gents. Which is the other horse? 1 second. Okay, so we've got, oh, look at this horse in the light, guys. Look how beautiful his face looks. In fact, his eyes are glorious chocolate brown in this sunlight. Yes, you glorious horsey, we're talking about you. How beautiful is that coat? Wow. Okay, so we've got our first person in a polo shirt with short sleeves. Which, given how breezy it is, folks, is genuinely quite surprising. How to get a cold? In 2 steps. 1, book a flight. 2, go to London. This is the time of the year when almost everybody, myself included, gets sick. Look at the arc of light behind the Chitzman. Absolutely flawless on the wall. Isn't that magnificent, folks? I think, actually, even from this distance, that will need to be picture of the day. Because that is one of the most perfect arcs of light we've ever seen here at Horse Guards. Let me just see if we need to zoom in somewhat. Actually, now the soldiers come out to take the chain down. For some reason, my phone is having difficulties being super clear. Yeah, I think that's going to be picture of the day for the obvious reason. Wow. We got a really good arc last week, but that one is even better. I was super far back, so I don't know which trooper it was who is the chitsman. Now, in terms of the gatesman, it doesn't actually really matter because we will see him leaving his post and coming to the front at some point this morning. First up, though, is going to be a horse changeover. I think they got the hint. Best bit actually is the tourists that don't realise that you can't go in there and actively follow the trooper, sometimes behind the guard shop. Including Pierre, who was unfortunately making a brief appearance. Okay, so the trooper's out today, telling everybody to get behind the line. There are not that many people here yet, to be fair. So we've got enough time to make it back to the front and get a little bit better footage of beautiful shiny horsey before the changeover. Okay, the spammers are at the other end, which means we're going to go to this end, folks. Not going to get in any tourist way. There we are. Model LV bag. Police telling everybody to get themselves behind the bollards. Is that either get over there, I'm going to arrest you right now. And you know what that means? At the station, in a cell, rubber truncheon, cold water, no food. Or at least that's how we'd like to imagine the tourists get disciplined, folks. That's it. Okay, horsey, please look at the camera. I beg of you. Oh, he's shaking. Look, he's like, yes, I will look at the camera just for you. Okay, he's giving me the side eye, everyone. It's going to be between this horse in the sunlight and the chitsman with his arc of lights. So we've got an annoying procession of tourists and other people getting their heads in the camera instead of walking behind, but I can't really do very much about that. Oops, bye-bye. It's only a matter of time until we see an entitled jogger deciding to ignore lawful instruction. It's like, excuse me, I'm frightfully important. I work for the PM. And the officer, I don't give a who you work for. Hopefully not too long. Get behind the bollards. Okay, so this beauty's about to leave. Sorry guys, I couldn't ID the horse. I'll leave that to all of you. I'm not being lazy, I'm just being realistic. It's quite busy here at the front. Stop. Of course he knows. He knows. His neck almost looks silver, guys, doesn't it, in this light? Yes, yes. Okay, let's see if the other two that are coming over are the same. Oh, somebody important has got himself a personalised escort out of the front gate. This one actually doesn't look familiar to me. That little chalky patch on his nose. What a cutie, eh? And he's off. Goodbye, beautiful. Who's next? Oh, I recognise you, don't I? Yes, I do. Mr. Looking at the camera. Folks, thank you for pointing out yesterday this magnificent horse, whose number is as yet unknown to me. Is Zorba. The magnificent Zorba. And no, folks, they didn't go and kidnap the horse from Athens. he's English or British-Irish mix. Dismount happening just beyond the wall. Clank. Yeah, so Glorious Zorba. I should have remembered that actually yesterday, guys, to be honest, but the fact that he doesn't have the number on my list. Actually, wait, hold on a second. Maybe he does have the number on my list. Actually, the issue was that I couldn't see the number on the hoof yesterday, wasn't it? One second. Let me just check. I made a separate Z list. 1 minute. Oh no, I do have Zorba's number, but it's just not visible on the hoof. That's how we've not been able to match him, if it makes sense, to his number. In other words, we know what he looks like and we know what his number is, but we've never got a picture of him with his number because you can't see his number. That kind of makes sense, I hope. This Brazilian dude was waiting for ages with his girlfriend. She's the LV girl. Oh. Gosh. Right on the line. Got a good old flood actually of people coming out, folks, since the changeover. I don't remember from yesterday. Actually, wait, no, I do remember from yesterday. Both of the troopers were on it, and it was in fact this trooper and his colleague who were on duty for the majority of yesterday's video. So we know that he's on it, if necessary, that is. And if people actually get their heads out of the video, then we can actually see what's happening in front of the box. I'll try to keep the line in view, guys, to give you more of an idea of, oh god, here we go, of whether people go over it. Even those sort of fishbowl lenses, that captures absolutely everything. That's it, just push in. And we're about the couple that are already behind.
Ready? Carly, look at Carly, can you see?
Wait a minute. Okay. Tommy!
Oh, she's right in the box.
Beautiful horse. It's huge, isn't it? Stay in the pushchair, please.
Yikes.
Ready, we're going to go from there and start Carly instead. Ready?
Oh, there he is. He just told them. I know he probably was thinking,
So can we go?
but he had to say it because one of the kids was in the box. I'm not sure if the microphone picks it up, but definitely heard him say out the box. Oh, in fact, actually yesterday, hold on a second, folks. Yesterday, I'm pretty sure from memory, I know a lot of you actually missed that because it was sort of lost, as it were, in the middle of the video. Yesterday, there was an incident whereby somebody was pushed over in a chair as part of a tour group into the box, and obviously the trooper had to tell her, even though it wasn't her fault because she didn't maneuver herself in the chair into the box, trooper had to tell her to get out of the box, and obviously then luckily the party that she was with realised that she was in the box and moved the chair back. Probably the most awkward moment I've seen here, to be fair, because none of the troopers would want to upset somebody. Certainly somebody that hasn't done anything wrong intentionally. But the rules are the rules, folks, as we just saw. So we now know that they're not making any exceptions for people with disabilities or kids. And there was actually a famous scene last week, I forget which day it was, in one of the videos last week, where the trooper did tell a kid who came into the box by himself to get out of the box. Now, those things together lead me to believe that the COs at Hyde Park have not been happy with how things started, but are probably now overjoyed seeing how the enforcement is so consistent. Horse may bite or kick. Making these horses may kick or bite. The important thing, folks, is that people are arriving here, they're reading the sign, and they're telling one another to stay out of the box. A number of times we've seen that recently, in fact. It's a joy to behold when the other tourists start becoming the police. There's something else. Super close to the line. So okay, just walk straight in the box. I'm quite surprised, guys. In the news here, it's been reported in the last couple of weeks that Diddy was being held in detention at a correctional facility in New York State. So I have no idea how on earth he's in London for a few days out. I don't know, maybe his judge, his lawyer got the judge to grant him parole for a week to visit London. It's exactly 10 past. I will not move from this spot if and until we see the gatesman approaching from his spot. I was feeling the name. What's the famous French oceanographer? Jacques. What's his name? It's gone. The guy that was in the yard, I got into the video briefly, has got some pro kit, and he looks exactly like the oceanographer. It's definitely Jacques something. Look, even out to the beret, I'm sure it's him. Look, reincarnated. Oh, Rousseau, in fact, I'm sure it is. Is it not Jacques Rousseau? No. Wait, it's annoying me so much, I need to Google it 1 second. Yep, that's it, ladies, just stroll through the box. The jogging route has to take priority over the Kingsguard, and the horses peace and quiet. Is Jacques Rousseau? It bugs me massively when there's something that I know. Or am I thinking of Jean-Jacques Rousseau? I think I probably am. Wait. Sorry, folks. Jacques Cousteau. Yeah, not Jacques Rousseau. 1 second. Yeah, Jacques Cousteau. Sorry, I was close. Jacques Rousseau, Jacques Cousteau. I'm not entirely sure actually that the gatesman will leave. We haven't had the bing bong yet. It's coming up next. Much better conditions for the guards, folks. Now things have calmed down somewhat.
Sorry to interrupt you.
That's okay.
Have you seen Karen recently?
Have I seen? I see her almost every night in my nightmares. So, yeah. To be serious, 2 weeks ago, in fact, she was back here at the front. I think that's hopefully her last fleeting appearance, and that will be it.
I think in her heart she's feeling that she's helping, and that, but she's not at all.
She's helping, I guess, with her, with her doctor's diagnosis, but I don't think she's helping with anything else.
Oh, I see. Okay, you're doing a fine job.
Oh, you're very kind.
I watch you every day.
No, you don't. Come on, you're going to make me blush.
No.
Thank you. Oh, so lovely. Thank you for saying hello to me. Okay, he was stomping, guys, and ready to move, but he hasn't moved. I think he's quit. Oh, 1 second. So Jacques Cousteau is going to... Oh no, he's going shopping. Honestly, the guy is a spitting image of the late Jacques Cousteau. And I'm a huge fan of Cousteau's work, to be quite honest with you folks. In fact, Jacques Cousteau, Louis Theroux, done. I have no idea where the guard's gone. Scared. I don't think he's actually going to move to do rounds. I think he's worried about being the star of Jacques' latest documentary, which would be fair enough. I mean, I wouldn't want to star in it either. Mainly because I'm not a particularly good swimmer, folks, so my appearance in an oceanography documentary would be brief. But depending on how long I can hold my breath. Okay, so back at the other end. 1 second. So yes, they have got exactly the same pair of troopers that we had here yesterday. In fact, both before and then again now. Actually, if I know somebody that could be wearing a tea cozy on Whitehall today, I would have brought with me a nice cup of, well, not a cup, a little teapot, folks. Keep myself warm with hot tea or coffee. Incidentally, guys, on the subject of coffee, I didn't mention it for a while, probably because there's been so much going on since the white lines were painted. But guys, huge thanks to all of you that have been using the Buy Me a Coffee link. I'm actually going to be in coffee now until at least the start of the next decade, I think. Some of you have been very, very, very generous, guys, and I'm very thankful. Some very interesting characters here today. The thing is, though, that people are being much more hesitant to get close, which I know in some respects is disappointing for all of you, but guys, at the end of the day, what's the single most important thing? A happy and relaxed horse, am I right? Horse is so chill, even this gang bro here from MS13 on the left is not phasing the horse. Look.
Pregătiți să faci sopoză? Gata, pregătiți să faci sopoză?
Okay, so the Chisman did the Gatesman rather, did decide to leave in the end. Claude here seems a little lost on his phone. Luckily, he just wandered off at the exact moment our lovely Gatesman decided that he wanted to emerge. Now, the good news, folks, is that after the police had that word with the red-capped skinny giant who was here in the summer about following the guard excessively, no one does that anymore. That I've seen recently. I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but at least everyone's got into line and stopped after that guy got in trouble, because I personally think to be actively following right behind with a camera on the trooper, I mean, yes, most people are known, so they're not a security risk. However, it just takes one, doesn't it, at the end of the day? It just takes one. Oh, dude's been shopping at Tiffany. Just as I walked through the gate there, the trooper was telling some kid, stand back please behind the white line. So both sides, I mean, if they're even telling little kids to get back behind the line, we know without any doubt at all that the COs have said to them, look, enforce it. No matter who it is, what it is, no exceptions, white line, everyone's got to be behind it. I guess because given the fact that almost everything that happens here these days is recorded for posterity in one form or another, mainly by the spammers out here all day, it's problematic because any mistakes that are made are obviously going to go, viral. Much I detest that word. And this fellow here just moved straight into the box, which is confusing. The trooper just said stand outside the Polish border. The look of disgust on the gent's face said it all. So what do you mean? I flew here first class, for goodness sake. Surely that in a single video we got both the troopers telling people to get back. There's no doubt at all that my title of yesterday's video was probably the most accurate of any we've ever posted on the channel. Things really are starting to fall into place. They're working really, really well. I did wonder actually why the trooper paused before saying anything to that gent. However, it's because they said that would have looked, the optics of that would have been really bad. I can imagine all of you in the comments already and what you would have said if that large, bulky fellow was told not to move. I've said it before, but I really think they should put a live cam in the box. If they put a live cam, oh, here we are. It's me just mentioning about, absolutely egalitarian enforcement, and then that happens. However, there's a line of spammers in front of the trooper right now. That might well explain why he doesn't want to be on camera shouting something at a tourist, which I can fully understand. It's a tricky one. That said, folks, and I said it before, orders are orders. If the order is keep the box clear at all times, let's see if the tourist who just stashed her water bottle on the gate remembers to take it with her. Or is she got a litter? What do we think? Of course she's not going to litter. She's in France. One of the cleanest countries in France. I was going to say in Europe, it's not, guys. It's not. Parts of Paris are absolutely filthy, as we all know. So I think, we can only say that France is the cleanest. It's the cleanest country in France. We need to compare the Gare du Nord to London St Pancras to know just how dirty parts of Paris are. This dude's holding up the sign with his thumb, which I think is actually quite thoughtful. Le retard. How does she know that a lot of the people here are a bit retarded? I actually don't know what that word means in French, actually. Guys, what is le retard? I guess it's a map or the route, or I don't know. I'm just guessing. I've seen that word before, but I don't remember what it means. It definitely doesn't mean retard, I know that, but le retard. Is having seen what we just saw, in other words, one person being told to move and then another not being told to move by the same trooper on the same horse within 5 minutes. Do we call that uneven enforcement? What do we call it without being critical? I mean, it's kind of uneven, I guess, but difficult actually, guys, when you run a pro HCAV channel to avoid being critical. Because at the end of the day, who am I to criticize? But then again, I know a lot of you will be like, hold on a second, why didn't you tell them to move? Which would be a fair point. To be fair, I should take a picture of this guy's head. Oh, there's one of our favourite tour guides. Give me a little wave. Hi guys. Okay, his group, folks, Muslim History Tours. He's super knowledgeable, super lovely, and is probably the most respectful. Along with Ron, does Israeli tours of the tour guides here. Super, super, super nice guy. I might even drop his channel at some point, guys, because he and I had a selfie the other day, so I'm just wondering actually whether I want to be public property yet. Yeah, good guy. Abdul Malik is a good guy, folks. Forced smiles. Okay, so I think we had enough at this end. We'll go back to Zorba. Oh, Mr. Cousteau is back. Honestly, he's following me around. Wherever I go, I see Cousteau. Now, Zorba is overwhelmingly being left alone, folks, which is the good news. The bad news for us is that if I'm in this spot, quite a bit of flaring on the image. Which might well explain actually why there are not so many people at this end at the moment. Oh, wait, hold on a second. It's the tour guide that brought along the group that pushed the lady in the wheelchair into the box. I think he's from the US. What do we think, guys? Canadian, maybe? Accent? What do we think? He's quite well known. I do see him here a lot, and generally he's quite on it. So it was a bit surprising that it was his group that made the boo-boo. He's got high-paying VIP rich customers, so he's being a little bit more careful. Let's have a little bit of a wander, ladies and gents, again, because there's a lot of flaring on both sides at the front today. The yard is glorious to film. Interesting thing though that I've spotted in the yard is how much people are pushing their luck. If, for example, we were to this side of the column, I'm generally surprised that the trooper hasn't told. Oh, trooper spotted me now. Hasn't told them to get back. Yeah, very surprised. Unusual, eh? Very. But in a good way. They got a brilliant picture. Look at how respectfully he lined up his group. As I said, folks, one of the best tour group leaders in the whole of London, Abdul Malik. Look. Incredibly respectful. They're not too close. They're lined up in two columns. London City Walks. I'm just telling everybody, Abdul Malik, I was just telling everybody that you are honestly probably the most respectful of all the people that bring the group.
Serious?
Come on, you are. You always you make sure they're in the right spot. Nobody pushes their luck with your groups. So it's a shame that the other guy's not more like you. Some of them really just don't care.
Okay.
I mean it, I'm serious. I've got no reason to lie to you, I'm being serious.
He's actually saying that I'm more respectful at bringing groups here than other tour guides as well.
Come on, he's
That's
a good
nice
tour
to
guide,
hear.
isn't he? Let's be honest. He's a good guy, yeah?
Let's go. Thanks so much.
Salam alaikum, yeah? See you soon.
No worries. Take care.
These super nice guys, super modest. Anyone, doesn't matter whether you're Muslim or not, anyone is able to book one of his tours, okay? He and I do not work together, I do not sponsor him, he does not sponsor me. We see him here a lot. He is a brilliant, thoroughly decent human being. Hence me being happy to mention it. 1 second. Ta-da. Gosh, I'm just looking at the clock thinking we're probably reaching about halfway now in 30-40 minutes. How on earth is it 5 minutes to the hour? Like, where did the time go? I don't get it. It actually vanishes here, doesn't it? Good spot here, actually. The light's perfect. I think we're going to get one more rounds. Just looking up the clock, yeah, we've got roughly 90 seconds until the bell will toll again. If the clock is actually dead on. But the difference, folks, look, completely deserted box. I really do think Zorba's going to start worrying about whether he's put on the correct deodorant this morning. Why is nobody coming anywhere near me? Why are they not even trying to talk to me? The new norm. Finchies are sitting on the bollards. What do we think, folks? Should I tell them? It's okay. Okay, so that will be our last bell tolling and probably last rounds. It's coming out really slowly this time. And I'm going to respectfully stand behind the gate. Isn't it great to see the way that the tourists are now overwhelmingly, there's the gate to my left, overwhelmingly being super respectful of the guards doing their work here. Love it. Bright morning like this morning, what more could we hope for? We'll finish up, folks, at this end. That noise over the other side of the road, unfortunately, is a delivery. Looks like it's a banqueting hall. What is it called? Guild hall or banqueting hall? One or the other, either guild hall or the banqueting hall, or guild hall, banqueting hall. They always have deliveries there for rich people to dine in the evenings when horseguards closes. Problem is they're super noisy. Okay, so we've finally got a good spot that covers both sides of the box. Oh wait, somebody just mentioned about them being there for 12 hours a day. Hello, they're not. Unless my maths is wrong, guys, I'm reasonably certain that 4 PM remove 10 AM doesn't equal 12 hours. What is she doing on the left? I guess she was rejected by the Mariinsky Ballet School in St. Petersburg. Silent actually, guys, because I watched this extraordinary family being crazy polite, telling each other exactly where to stand and where not to stand, and getting good pictures in the process. Okay, customary Teddy, so she doesn't step over and get shouted at. Good thing is, in the future school textbooks, future tour groups visiting here, everybody will be told about these lines, about the box, and eventually it'll enter into absolute normalcy as if they were always here throughout history. Of course they weren't, we know that. But eventually this will be the complete norm. And it does rather pose the question, why did it take so long to implement the change? My guess is probably council bureaucracy. Because it's interesting to me that this change was only, I was going to say allowed, we don't know that, so that's not a fair thing to say. This change only occurred after we had a new government. So I'm wondering if perhaps before, the Tory government with the MOD were trying to get permission, and they would have needed permission, from the London Assembly, Mayor of London, Sadiq Khan, Labour Mayor of London. And you can just imagine how those discussions went. But miraculously, the second we get a Labour government, we suddenly get compromise, cooperation even, between the Labour Mayor of London and the new government, and boom. Box gets painted pretty damn quickly. Is that a coincidence? I don't think it is. I mean, either way it's a good thing, but that would be my interpretation of what happened. And to be honest, I was told by someone in the know that there was a lot of distraction when people were suddenly realising that the Tory government would go and there might be a Labour government in its place. I mean, in terms of the changeover, the handover between administrations. So perhaps they were just a bit distracted, but it got done in the end, and that's what matters. Wow, was it just in time, eh? Horses were going crazy regularly before. Okay, this time, luckily, we've got no crazy tour guides who are not following the rules. Good man. Okay, our closing shot for today in the sunshine is going to be through the gates, guys, over the clock, because there will not be, I can say it with absolute certainty, not be any more rounds in today's video. Those groups tour groups that is, that come across on cycles, they're getting more and more popular. So many people are enjoying cycling, and to be quite honest, London is still a very cyclable city. Exceptionally so, even. So our closing shot, guys, is going to be the Arc of Light, which is now moved. Remember the picture of the day earlier? Here. It's now moved past the stables, past the Spammer's Head, to the other end. How glorious is that? So now this trooper, who was basking in sunlight, is now in the shade. I know what you're thinking. And yeah, she is too close. There we have it, folks. It's easygoing, stress-free, and quite enjoyable, I must say, to film, as yesterday. Now I've got somebody making a little video, look. Is that Ledge, the French pop group? Yeah, I also find it a bit strange actually that they allow that many bikes in the yard at once. I mean, let's be honest, folks. Bikes have tubes. Tubes can conceal nefarious things. In other words, arguably they're a security threat, but there it is. Anyway, folks, our closing shot is actually this side, across the guard shop to the gatesman, who this time, briefly, is in the sunlight. See it reflected on his helmet. Back soon, people. Bye for now.